CTV News with Jack Morse.
We don't see anything warming up until we get to July 1st, and then after that, it's going to be a little slow coming.
With summer officially on, we take a look ahead at how the season's shaping up. Thanks for joining us. With the sunny, warm weather, many people's minds have turned to the summer season. Days at the beach, camping under the stars, or hitting the lake. CTV's Rob Cooper was out today to find out how people across our region are getting ready to take it in.
Yeah, Jack, it seems like it took forever for summer to arrive, but it is finally here, not only on the calendar, but the temperature as well. The last couple of days have been fantastic, and people across the region are ready and roaring to get going in summer. The beach days are officially back. From sitting on the sand to the middle of the lake, many people are excited summer is here.
It's really great. You can come down for a walk. You don't need your winter coat on, and it's beautiful weather. It's calm today. It's very calm.
Centennial, Johnson's, Minette's, and Tyndale beaches in Barrie will have lifeguards on duty starting Friday. In Orillia, 17 lifeguards will man Tudhope Park and Couchiching Beach Park by the end of the week.
So making sure that our water are free of hazards, getting all of our equipment ready to make sure it's operational, and getting our parks and beaches nice and clean for all the public that are going to come down this weekend.
It really is beautiful. They got the art scene, bars, whatever you like. Yeah.
Enjoy the summer, pal.
Thank you. Say bye-bye.
The splash pads are already running in the Sunshine City. In Barrie, city staff say the splash pad at Lampman Lane is open. The one at Heritage Park could be open by the weekend after much-needed repairs. So what kind of summer can we expect? Who better to ask than Dave Phillips with Environment Canada?
July and August together will probably come out to be a little warmer than normal. July itself might be normal, but August will be kind of warmer than normal. So when you add the two together, it's going to lean on the warm side.
You know, when we have a brutal winter and we move into a perfect summer like this, I think people are ready and raring to go out and do stuff.
One of the toughest things in a boat is trying to find your lines. Not on this one.
Steve St. Onge says there's no question the weather affects his business and couldn't be happier the summer has arrived.
Weather is everything to us. You know, we're a seasonal business and we need the seasons. And we need this season to start, get warm, and stay warm. Until we get that, it's touch and go.
All right, so Dave Phillips says we may need a little bit of patience to get that hot heat, but says it is coming and doesn't want people to be disappointed. Now, one other interesting point I got from Environment Canada today is that they are calling for El Nino come winter. Now, we've had 58 of them since 1950, but what's different about this one, according to Dave Phillips, is the supercharge effect that will come with it.
Well, El Nino is a surface current, and it's the warmer water, and what it does is it drives the atmosphere and causes more Pacific air than Arctic air. Yep. So that is the big difference. We'll see warmer temperatures, and the precipitation is likely to be rain rather than snow.
All right, that's Dave Phillips with Environment Canada again, suggesting we will see an El Nino effect come winter time. Reporting live in Barrie, I'm Rob Cooper, sending it back to Jack in the newsroom.
Well, you hear that, KC? We've got an El Nino, rain, warmer temperatures in the winter. That sounds great to me.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Now let's continue on with that theme. And oh, what a day if you're lucky enough to be out enjoying it, taking it in, maybe bicycling, out for a jog, maybe playing a little outdoor pickleball. Seems to be the thing, doesn't it? Let's take a first look at the forecast and let's dive right into it. First look at the forecast brought to you by the GravelDrivewayGuy.com, your local gravel driveway expert. 22 degrees, Jack. Yeah, the wind's out of the north, 6 kilometers an hour. I guess as high as about 20 a little later on. This is the temperature outside your door as we speak. 24 degrees in Gravenhurst, looks like 22 in Alliston, called it 20 degrees in Newmarket, 20 in make that in Collingwood, and 24 degrees in Owen Sound. Quick look at the radar satellite images, and yes, believe it or not, there are a few showers in the area. Well, I'm looking at the sky right now, and I'm seeing lots of blue sky, a couple of clouds kicking around, but possibly a little bit of shower activity. And I just want to give a shout out to our beautiful garden. Look at that beautiful garden we've got here, courtesy of Bradford Greenhouse's Garden Gallery. They've decorated this quite nicely, along with cameraman Davey Dole. Thank you very much, Davey Dole. And coming up in just a few minutes' time, well, we're going to let you know all this sunshine and a hint of rain in the area. Coming up, Jack will let you know the one rainy day this week and how much we're going to get. All that in a few minutes' time. Back inside.
I'm all ears. A police officer, a civilian, and a suspect are all dead, killed in a Montreal shooting earlier today. The city's police chief visibly shaken at his press conference this afternoon.
It's a very, very sad day. It's a nightmare. But we have to be solid. We have to be solid for our lady police officer who survived, and we're all behind her.
An emergency alert went out just after midday, warning an armed and dangerous suspect. People in the area told to shelter inside, lock their doors and stay away from the windows. That shelter-in-place order has since been lifted. Videos online show armed police officers surrounding the door of a grocery store before smashing through that front glass. Police still haven't said what the motive for the shooting was. In Saskatchewan, 2 RCMP officers are in hospital after being seriously wounded in a shooting. It happened just after 9:30 last night in Melville, 150 kilometers northeast of Regina. Responding to an assault, a gun was fired as those officers approached, hitting 2 of them. Reinforcements arrived, and around 2 in the morning, the suspect and another person came out of the home. The suspect was arrested, the other person detained but cleared of any involvement. No updates on the incident or the officer's condition, only that they are in serious but stable condition. 2 people are dead, discovered during a police wellness check at a home in North Barrie Saturday morning. There were officers near St. Vincent Street and Osprey Ridge for much of the day. According to police, the bodies of a 45-year-old man and 44-year-old woman were found outside the home. The pair were known to each other. Police say they're not seeking any suspects, but the investigation is ongoing. A 15-year-old has been arrested after several reports of anti-Semitic materials being distributed in Orillia. The middle of last month, Orillia OPP began investigating hate speech motivated flyers throughout the city. The detachment says it responded to a similar report last weekend. Then, early yesterday morning, officers were called to the Barrie Road and Walker Avenue area for a suspicious person. Police say that they were wearing all black, putting flyers on vehicles and also trying to break into them. The suspect, a 15-year-old from Orillia, was arrested for his involvement in all 3 incidents. That teenager facing charges that include mischief, public incitement of hatred, and possession of weapon for a dangerous purpose. Police are investigating after a fire at an abandoned South Barrie home late last night. The Yonge Street property was engulfed in flames when emergency crews arrived just after 10 o'clock. Barrie Fire says it took 20 minutes to get that fire under control and another 2.5 hours to completely put it out. Another nearby abandoned house was also damaged. No injuries have been reported. Police have deemed that fire suspicious. A man is dead, drowned in Gravenhurst yesterday evening. Emergency crews called to Ungerman Park Cliffs around 6 o'clock following reports someone who jumped into the water didn't resurface. Police say he was pulled from the water by nearby boaters, brought to Muskoka Wharf. Despite life-saving efforts by paramedics, the 28-year-old man from Brampton did not survive. The OPP reminding swimmers and boaters that the water is dangerous, and they're asking you to strongly consider wearing a life jacket. We're learning more tonight about a Barrie man who died last month in a downtown stabbing. A court hearing today that a 29-year-old accused of killing him has a history of violence. CTV's Mike Arcelidis reports.
It's been nearly a month since Kevin Montgomery died here at the 5 Points in downtown Barrie, where a few hours later, 29-year-old Justin Harris was tracked down by police and taken into custody. According to police, the stabbing happened Friday, May 29th at 11:30 a.m. when officers found Montgomery lying on the ground along Bayfield and Dunlop Street West. Police say Harris was interacting with Montgomery before he was stabbed. Initially described as a person of interest, Harris became a suspect and was arrested nearby about 3 hours later. Montgomery was 36 years old, described by loved ones as a devoted father, uncle, brother, and son. It's unclear how or whether Harris and Montgomery knew one another. According to court documents obtained by CTV News, Montgomery had a criminal record, which included charges of assault, possession of a dangerous weapon, and mischief. He was sentenced to time served in 2020 for assault charges after spending a few months in jail.
I think like 5 or 6 people in the past couple of years, I know, at minimum.
Harris, seen here in the early days of the pandemic, sleeping outside the downtown Barrie Public Library, was 23 at the time.
Here's City Hall, churches in the forest.
Living on the streets, battling addiction.
No, nothing's getting better.
A year later, according to court records, Harris was charged with assault with a weapon and sentenced to time served following 2 months in custody. Represented by experienced defense counsel Chris Hansen, Harris appeared in court Friday afternoon from Elgin Middlesex Detention Centre in London. Harris is also charged with assault with a weapon and possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose. Harris is scheduled to return to a virtual courtroom in early July. The allegations against him have not been tested in court. Mike Arsleedy, CTV News, Barrie.
A Barrie man is facing multiple charges after a stabbing near the Busby Centre. Officers were called to Mulcaster and Codrington early yesterday morning. Police say a male victim was hospitalized with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The suspect fled the scene but was arrested early this morning. The 31-year-old accused is facing 6 counts, including assault and weapon-related charges. Barrie police also responded to an assault and attempted robbery yesterday morning. It happened near Meridian Place. No serious injuries have been reported. Police say they have identified a suspect but did not confirm any arrests. A new Tecumseh man is charged in the death of a woman shot and killed inside a downtown Toronto apartment this weekend. Police say a 31-year-old woman was found with gunshot wounds inside the building near Jarvis and Dundas Saturday morning. She was rushed to hospital where she died. 25-year-old Jaden Riley from New Tecumseh has been charged with second-degree murder in the death. Investigators say the pair were known to each other and the investigation is ongoing. The province is spending $3 million to restore wetlands and protect communities from flooding. The announcement today in Dufferin County will see money go to 15 projects on 136 acres of wetland across the Lake Ontario watershed. The province had called it 80 FIFA World Cup soccer fields worth of land returned to nature, aimed at improving wildlife habitat and addressing erosion damage. Canada's inflation rate has spiked to the highest level in more than 2 years, reaching 3.2% in May. That was above what economists had forecasted. The rise driven largely by the war in the Middle East and higher gas prices. They have started to come down, but food prices were also on the rise. With more, here's CTV's John Valley-Rao.
Recently, drivers have had some good news at the pump, with fuel prices plunging from their highs.
Honestly, it's awesome. I haven't filled gas in a while because it's been a bit unaffordable, but this is great.
But the latest inflation numbers showing rising food prices are continuing to take an ever bigger bite out of the budget.
Yeah, this is crazy. It definitely is frustrating, yeah.
The overall inflation number last month driven up mostly because of gas prices, which soared 33% in May amid the closure of the Strait of Hormuz.
The good news here is we know that since May, gasoline prices have dropped by about 10%. So this might represent the high water mark for inflation this year.
But Statistics Canada noting foods purchased from stores were up 4.3% year over year, the 16th straight month that it has outpaced headline inflation. Fresh fruit was up 5.3%, fresh vegetables up 9%, with notable rises seen for items like lettuce, broccoli, and cauliflower.
Like, no wonder people go for like junk food instead. So it's crazy expensive for produce.
And tomatoes surging up 45%, in part because of poor weather in Mexico and fewer of them being grown there over concerns about U.S. tariffs, with the Conservative leader seizing on the food inflation data.
Today we learned that Mark Carney has given Canada the worst food price inflation in the G7.
Prices for air travel also rising more than 7% as airlines coped with higher jet fuel costs. And as more AI data centers get built, it's been driving up demand for things like memory and solid-state drives, in part resulting in a 3.9% year-over-year increase in the price of computer equipment, software, and supplies. Meanwhile, economists say even with the relief at the pumps, inflation could run close to 3% for the next few months. John Valley-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
The leader of the federal opposition is weighing in on a controversial statue in Orillia Park. Samuel de Champlain has been in storage since coming down for repairs in 2017. The statue quietly returned to the park last month, quickly defaced and covered up, only to be quietly removed and taken to a city yard just weeks later. Pierre Poilievre took to social media Friday, calling Champlain one of the country's greatest founders, adding, quote, "This tearing down of statues must end." Performing in front of thousands of people along Barrie's waterfront, something many artists dream of. Music icons from across the country have played Meridian Place, and the Paul Sadlin Troubadour Summer Concert Series is a unique chance for emerging artists to set the tone. Here's CTV's Luke Samard.
The Roadhammers rocked Meridian Stage in June for the beginning of the Paul Sadlin Troubadour Summer Concert Series. And if you missed it, you should circle July 25th on your calendar, as iconic Canadian rock and roll band The Watchmen are coming to town. Today, 3 artists were announced and are prepared to hit the stage ahead of The Watchmen. The local opener showcase gives some of the best emerging artists from across Ontario the chance to be treated like rock stars and perform in front of thousands of fans. After spending more than a decade in the country music scene, Nix Ironstone traded in the cowgirl hat for a steel guitar. The alternative rock, goth pop, and cinematic storytelling will be front and center in Barrie's downtown core.
You're going to get a rockin' show. It's kind of a little bit of, Evanescence meets Paramore meets The Pretty Reckless. So very female-fronted, female power, and I'm so excited to rock with Barrie.
I'll be burning all up. Noise Hotel, a GTA-based indie rock quartet, was also selected. Lead singer Eric Montpool was going through old CDs when he checked his emails telling him his band was selected.
We got in the email that it would be the day for the Watchmen, and I was actually going through CDs in my basement, and my parents have like 3 Watchmen CDs. So I go and I call my mom, like, hey, we're opening for the Watchmen. This is gonna be cool. And she's like, no way. So I don't know. I was really, really happy.
Siobhan Bodrug is an indie pop artist ready to add her style to the music scene in Barrie, comparing herself to an iconic Canadian musician.
I like to say if Billie Eilish and Alanis Morissette had a baby. I'm a very emotional lyricist, and I have a lot of energy, and my band and I, we just try to put on the best, most energy kind of show for every single show, no matter what the stakes are.
More than 100 applicants were received for the local opener showcase, putting judges to the test.
So much local talent here, there's no shortage of it. So though they did make it tough for us, we did finally come to a decision. And seeing this as the Watchmen, we kind of kept rock in mind when we were thinking of acts for this show.
The Troubadour Summer Concert Series is set to take place right here at Meridian Stage, where CTV News Barrie's own Sarah Freemark will host on July 25th. The 3 local openers will hype up the crowd before Stuck on Planet Earth takes the stage, leading to the Watchmen. Luke Samard, CTV News, Barrie.
You can find the full schedule on our website, ctvbarrie.ca. Our dedicated Troubadour Festival page is now live. There you'll find the full details about the local openers showcase. Still to come, remembering a friend and supporting a community with a day on the links. The annual Archie Thompson Charity Golf Tournament tees off at Shanty Bay Golf Course. Plus, all revved up for Dad. Classic cars on Father's Day, as well as the rodeo. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here. Having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Troubadour Festival 2026 is going to be off the hook. We've got the Watchmen, Bahamas, going to be great.
Thanks for sticking with us. Avid golfers hit the links this weekend, but it wasn't just to play. They honored the memory of a friend, their longtime friend, Archie Thompson. Thompson was an avid golfer himself who worked at Shanty Bay Golf Club. He died at the course 15 years ago while he was an employee there. Every year there's a tournament in his honor, raising money for local causes. This year, the Barrie Food Bank.
Archie is a guy who used to be a member here. He used to be an employee here, and he died here about 15 years ago. So we have this tournament in his honor.
Donations come in every form, and it just is another way that you can contribute. So every swing, every sponsorship, every drop of food that gets provided makes sure that there's nutritious food going to those people in our community.
Shanty Bay Golf Club also made a $300 donation to the food bank to help the cause. Indigenous arts and crafts were front and center in North Barrie this weekend. The Indigenous Art Market traveled from Thunder Bay to our city, setting up at Eastview Arena. The market featured hundreds of Indigenous works of art and crafts by more than 15 vendors. That market connects our community directly to the authentic Indigenous creators.
It creates more Indigenous cultural art awareness, you know, and it's really important for us and for the people, and also even for the younger generations that are creating their own art nowadays.
Organizers say they hope they'll be able to come back to Barrie for years to come. Cowboys and cowgirls, boots and spurs in Severn over the weekend, showing off their stuff at the Ram Rodeo.
Well, this weekend we have the Severn Ram Rodeo. It's full of cowboys and cows and horses and vendors and food vendors. And it's a really good time, and today's Father's Day.
It's Father's Day, so what's it like spending time with your dad today?
This feels better than all the other days.
Great. Today's even better because I don't have to hold the horses like I normally do. So, yeah, no, good family day.
We have all the standard events at rodeo. We've got the bull riding, the bareback, saddle bronc. Some of the barrel racing is absolutely tremendous. Hundreds of a second are making a difference. They're competing as part of the Ram Rodeo Tour, which is all throughout eastern parts here, and there's over $300,000 in prize money, so there's a lot on the line for them.
If you missed the rodeo this past weekend, well, they'll be coming to Wasaga Beach in October. Dads from near and far ventured to Garden Gallery on Sunday to spend time with family and check out some classic cars. Barrie Thunder Classics held their annual Father's Day car meet at Bradford Greenhouses just outside of Barrie. From old school icons to modern supercars, family could walk around, check them out, or even take pictures with the classic vehicles. Organizers say it was wonderful to see people out, especially the younger generation.
Be particularly interested in the older model cars. Yes. I think there's a fascination with them because the only time they might see them these days is in some kind of an AI sort of thing or a mock-up or cartoon. But to see them in real life, I think, is something surprising to them.
The car show returns to Garden Gallery Canada Day. The first ever Missers Ropers Romp took over Aurelia this weekend. The fundraiser saw nearly 70 people from around the region dressing up as Helens. With 17 local stores along for the ride, they raised more than $10,000 for Mariposa House Hospice. The donations will be matched by the JBS Foundation, up to $200,000. For information on all our local events, along with other stories, you can go to our website. That's where you can watch our news live online and find all those local stories and breaking news as it happens. Just head to ctvnews.ca/Barrie or scan the QR code that is on your screen right now. Still to come, big changes for the classroom next fall, a new provincial digital learning platform. Details on the other side of the break, but first, let's check in with Casey in the garden.
As my old buddy Mike Lane used to say from CKVR Sports, from coast to coast like butter on toast, our whole country is looking at sun and cloud. Varying temperatures from 30 degrees all the way down to 0. Where we fit in all this coming up. And our Weather Watcher artiste will have a look. Yeah, Colin says, I can't wait. Because this summer we have family coming from England and Scotland to stay with us. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph
from Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away tickets to see Blue Rodeo on August 29th.
So make sure you're listening Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
This week, we're celebrating Dad. Show us photos of your father or the father figure in your life. Snap a pic and send it to Picture This at ctv.ca for a chance to be featured. Now, of course, it was Father's Day this weekend. You have a good Father's Day, Case?
Always great Father's Day. Yeah, lots to eat. Yeah, they stuffed me, Jack. They stuffed me. Fantastic. My oldest daughter's a phenomenal cook. I'm still full. Yeah. And this weather, well, makes you want to get out and walk it off, right? Or cycle it off, or run it. Okay, maybe cycle it off. Maybe that's what we're going to do. And enjoy it while you're doing it. Let's talk about the forecast, because 24 degrees right now in Owen Sound is lovely, lovely, lovely. 18, that's kind of cool in Toronto, isn't it? 22 here in Barrie. Looks like 20 degrees in Orillia, 24 in Gravenhurst. And we're looking at 22 degrees in Mount Forest, Ontario. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the almanac. I like saying that. 22 degrees, and our low today is 11, 22 and 11. Record 31.7 degrees, well, a long time ago. And 2.8, that's a long time ago too, 1950 for record low. Sunrise 5:35, sunset 9:07, 15 hours and 31 minutes of daylight. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is your forecast radar. It's looking great, isn't it? Look at that evening. Look at that day tomorrow. Look at that afternoon. Oh, it looks good. Let's explain it to the best of my ability. Anyway, southern tip of Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe, we're looking at 10 and 11 degrees overnight. Clear skies in Owen Sound. Everywhere else, partly cloudy. Okay, you may see a cloud going by and dropping a few raindrops on you. That's it. There's a slight chance of that happening. Not really likely, but 30% chance, we have to mention it. And then for tomorrow, 22, 23, 21 as well in Collingwood, Penetanguishene, Midland, and Wasaga Beach. Mainly sunny skies and the winds 20 to 40 k out of the northwest for tomorrow. This is Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill. 9 and 11 degrees overnight. 9? Yeah, 9, single digit. Partly cloudy skies. Oh, so slight chance of a passing shower. A few raindrops, a fog, low-lying fog. And then for tomorrow, it burns off. 21, 24, 25 in Richmond Hill. Mainly sunny skies is what we're enjoying. Richmond Hill will see probably the most sunshine. Yeah. Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Haliburton, 11, 10 degrees overnight. 11 seems to be the warmest will be this evening. Partly cloudy skies, slight chance of a passing shower, but ever so slight. And then 23, 24 for the highs tomorrow. Sun and cloud and a slight chance of a passing shower in the afternoon. The showers. Where are the showers? Well, tonight and tomorrow, no guarantee, but the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers long range 5-day extended forecast. I added a few words. This is the 5-day extended forecast. Jack, I promised you a day of rain, or Mother Nature did anyway, and it's not looking like Wednesday. Beautiful, 23 degrees, lots of sun. Thursday at this point, it's looking like some shower activity, about 15 millimeters. The 5-day extended forecast, Simcoe County, possibly even a thunderstorm on the Thursday. Friday, cloudy skies, 21, 25. We're warming up for the weekend and fair skies. This is the 5-day extended forecast. Have a look, if you will. This is for York region, and Wednesday looks gorgeous. 27 degrees, plenty of sunshine. Clouds roll in Wednesday evening. Thursday at this point, looking like we're going to get some shower activity. About 15 millimeters of rainfall expected, possibly even some thunderstorms. And then it clears out. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, looks like fair skies, 24 degrees both days as we're into the weekend. 5-day extended forecast. Have a look, Muskoka, Parry Sound, Haliburton. Same situation. Wednesday looks lovely. System from the south coming up. Dumps a little shower activity, about 15 millimeters right across the board. And it looks like a high of 19 degrees, which is cool for this time of year, 19 degrees. And then Friday arrives. There's a slight chance of a passing shower. And then we get into the sunshine, 22 and 25 degrees. That, Jack, is your forecast.
Ontario's Education Minister has launched a new province-wide digital learning platform set to come into Ontario classrooms in the fall. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Bodrug on what it means for students.
Here's 78 plus 21.
This grade 7 class is using Edwin to understand circle graphs. It's an online tool from textbook publisher Nelson, one the education minister calls a game changer.
Something that teachers can use to help make it a bit easier for them to deliver a consistent curriculum across the province of Ontario while still having flexibility in their classrooms.
Paul Calandra sees benefits for moms and dads too.
They're able to see what the lesson plan is. A parent can see how their child is progressing.
Some boards have been using Edwin for years, but this fall the program goes province-wide with $60 million from Queen's Park.
To me, this is just another distraction for the public to think that this government is doing something.
The Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario worries this is part of privatization creep.
Teachers do this job around the province in each of our cities, each of our towns, each of our communities. They do this all the time. We don't need to have an outsourced provider.
You hear similar concerns around new guidelines for high school exams and what makes up final grades.
When there's one cookie-cutter approach coming out of Queen's Park, I think it really undermines the professional judgment of teachers.
Starting this fall, there will be an attendance grade and exams for virtually every class, even gym. For 9th and 10th graders, exams will account for 20% of core subjects like English, math, and science. That bumps up to 25% in senior grades. Educators point out some students may not pursue post-secondary education.
And so the wisdom of subjecting them to a 90-minute or 2-hour exam really escapes me.
Don't expect new restrictions on cell phones at school in September, but a recent visit to Quebec schools where phones have to be locked up during the day left quite an impression on Calandra.
Kids were talking with each other, they were playing cards, and as you walked through the hallways to tour the school, the same thing, right? There was nobody on phones, very engaged. You looked out into the yard, kids were playing again.
He needs more time to talk with educators, school board leaders.
But I think we'll be coming out with something soon.
All of this comes a week after the province and educators began contract talks. This is expected to be a contentious round of bargaining. Teachers are pushing for smaller class sizes and more funding to address issues like school violence. Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
The federal energy minister was in Newmarket today, announcing what he called a new beginning for the country's nuclear program, a strategy outlining a plan for the sector both at home and abroad, but was short on details when it comes to figures or specific projects. CTV's Ottawa Bureau Chief Graham Richardson reports.
They are complex and expensive, but also steady workhorses of electricity in Canada, nuclear reactors. The government announcing today they want an aggressive strategy to boost Canada's nuclear output.
We are writing the next chapter in one of Canada's greatest industrial success stories.
The plan, build up to 10 new reactors. Right now, 90,000 people work in the industry. They want to double that in the next decade and enter 4 international markets by 2040.
If our goal is to double our grid and reach net zero by 2050, there is no credible plan for Canada to do that without nuclear energy.
All those new reactors will need more uranium. NextGen's deposit of uranium in northern Saskatchewan at the Athabasca Basin is one of the world's largest. The company will build a mine here and partner with First Nations and Métis people.
It's a very exciting time. We're players now in that space, and it's a good future to look at in regards to where nuclear energy is going.
All of this new generation will create more waste. Eventually it will come here. The tiny town of Ignace in northwestern Ontario will be the site of a massive nuclear waste facility. The mayor says that has already benefited her town.
I've always said this is our future, and it's not just our future as in our Ignace and Wabigoon. It's Canada's future.
The Prime Minister was not involved in this strategy because of previous connections to companies that work in the nuclear space. The Prime Minister's office, when asked, would not tell us the names of those companies. Graham Richardson, CTV News, Ottawa.
Still to come, big changes to bail rules, but questions remain. Will it be enough to keep dangerous offenders off the street? Plus, we'll recap tonight's top stories. But first, here's a look at the RVH Auxiliaries 50-50 community draw. Recapping our top stories, beach days are finally back, the summer ramping up, and lifeguards heading out on duty, splash pads reopening across our region, and some looking to get out on the boat or the jet ski. Environment Canada says the season is set to be a little bit warmer than normal. A Barrie man charged with murder in a stabbing near 5 Points intersection last month remains behind bars after a court appearance today. Justin Harris, accused of killing Kevin Montgomery, arrested only hours after the stabbing, just blocks away from where it happened. And we now know what local acts will open the next Troubadour Summer Concert Series show July 25th. Nix Ironstone, an alternative rock artist from Alliston, Noise Hotel, an indie rock quartet with members from Washego to Newmarket, and Siobhan Bodrug, an indie pop artist from Toronto. The federal government's Bail and Sentencing Reform Act became law last week, although it still has yet to come into effect. As CTV's Raheem Ladani reports, there are provisions on it that would make it more difficult to get bail for a variety of crimes.
Over the past few years, videos like these have become more common. Violent attempts of extortion against homes and businesses. More than 450 were reported in Peel Region last year. It's one reason why Brampton's mayor is welcoming stricter bail and sentencing laws.
We've had a revolving door justice system where the police spend far too much time on the same repeat, frequent flyers as we call them.
Politicians and law enforcement were in Brampton today touting Bill C-14, which became law last week. 80 changes to the criminal code, including requiring courts to consider when attacks are unprovoked and more consecutive sentences.
We need to take a stronger approach when it came to violent repeat offenders, particularly on issues like extortion, home invasions, and auto theft.
Under the new law, some accused will have to convince the court why they should be released, instead of prosecutors arguing why they should remain in custody. It's a change which has been frustrating Peel police officers for years.
Our officers work incredibly hard to protect our community, but find themselves dealing over and over again with the same individuals.
With more people behind bars, more pressure will also be put inside already crowded remand centers, raising the question of safety for those who haven't been found guilty. Ontario's Attorney General says there is a plan.
We are building new facilities, but we're reopening old facilities that were closed by the previous government, several of them.
However, critics are skeptical, arguing some of the new facilities have triple bunking, with cells occupying more people than they're designed for. The Canadian Civil Liberties Association say the new bail and sentencing law is flawed at addressing the root causes of crime.
All of the new reverse onus provisions that are specific to offenses apply to people who have no criminal record, no history of violence, and no prior involvement with the law. And so there's a real disconnect between what we've been told this bill does and who it applies to and the reality on the ground.
The changes on bail and sentencing will come into effect on July 15. Raheem Ladani, CTV News.
In business news, the union representing more than 19,000 Canadian auto workers begins negotiations today. Talks between Unifor and the Detroit 3 automakers are scheduled to start in Toronto. The union says it'll go toe-to-toe with Ford first, while talks with Stellantis and General Motors are expected to follow. Unifor National President Lana Payne says these will be the most important rounds of auto negotiations the union's ever faced. The current collective agreements are set to expire September 20th. The TSX was up 144 points, the Dow up 148, the Nasdaq down 351. In commodities, oil was down, closing at $73.86 a barrel. Gold was down, finishing at $4,202 an ounce. And our dollar was up, ending the day at 70.61 cents U.S. In sports, the first-place Barrie Baycats had their offense rolling yesterday as they faced the Panthers in Kitchener.
Things just escaping them. As that one sent high and deep. It's got some distance all the way back, and that one is gone.
Barrie blew the game open with a 4-run third inning, routing the Panthers 18-7. The Baycats have won 5 of their last 6 games. They play next Thursday when they host the Brantford Red Sox at the Athletic Culture Stadium. The Blue Jays are set to begin a 3-game series with the Houston Astros tonight, later after an unexpected day off.
And this one is high in the air to left. Happ is going back. It is gone!
The team last played Saturday when they beat the Chicago Cubs 8-6. Yesterday's series finale was postponed due to rain in Chicago. It's been rescheduled to August 6th. Dylan Cease, who was scheduled to start yesterday, will take the ball for the Jays tonight. Game 7 time, 7 o'clock at Rogers Center. And at the World Cup, history made today by Lionel Messi.
There it is! There it is! In terms of scoring in World Cup finals, you are looking at the greatest of all time.
Messi scoring in the 38th minute against Austria to give him a World Cup record for goals. He would score again in stoppage time to give him 18 in his career. He now has 5 goals in this tournament after finishing his first match with a hat-trick. The 2-0 win also gets the reigning champion Argentinians into the knockout stage, winning their group. Still to come, a parade for a Toronto hockey team. The Leafs minor league team celebrates their AHL championship after winning the Calder Cup. That story next. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Taking a look at your primetime lineup for tonight at 8 o'clock. It's a 2-hour block of Suits. At 10 o'clock, Criminal Minds and CTV News at 11. The Marlies are basking in the glow of their Calder Cup victory with a championship rally this morning at Real Sports. CTV's Sean Leathon was there.
The celebration of an unlikely championship carries into today as the Toronto Marlies lift the Calder Cup at Real Sports Bar in Toronto.
The atmosphere in that arena, the buzz around the town, the buzz around the city. The last couple of days we're walking around with the trophy downtown. Some people know what the trophy is, some people don't, but everyone cared.
The American Hockey League affiliate of the Maple Leafs having finished the regular season in 15th place, playing underdog throughout the playoffs and winning the Calder Cup championship Friday night. Today taking the time to connect with fans who were with them every step of the way.
It's just such a special experience being able to hold an actual trophy like that.
I never thought I'd see a championship. Like I say, at my age right now is 10 years old, and I seen a Stanley Cup. I don't remember it, but I'll always remember this.
We always believed in them, but we just kind of believed in them more and more and more.
It was cool. It was heavier than it looks.
As Marlies players, fans, and management gathered today, Coach John Gruden said an impromptu team barbecue early in the playoffs let him know that this team had what it takes.
No one was eating alone. There wasn't any cliques. It was a team, and that you can't fake.
As the Marlies started winning, Coca-Cola Coliseum began filling. And in a town where the Leafs loom so large, General Manager Ryan Hardy says this victory is proof of the love Toronto has for the game.
There is no place in the world that hockey matters more, and sometimes a lot gets made about the media coverage or the social media or all of these things, but everything has its equal and opposite. So for all of the negative noise, when you have moments like this, and hopefully when the Leafs get it done, the equal and opposite is true, and this will be a magical time in this town when it happens.
But for today, the focus is here, on a team that came together when it mattered most. Sean Leathon, CTV News.
Big win for the Marlies. Now it's time for a get up and go. We're going to have a big win tomorrow, Casey?
Yes, we are. Let's take a look. Get up and go forecast looks like this. I think it's something to celebrate. Have a look. As we look at 7 o'clock, first thing tomorrow morning, mostly sunny skies. Barrie, Newmarket, and Gravenhurst, temperatures anywhere from 12 to 14 degrees, and a beautiful day, another beautiful day ahead. Have yourself a great evening. Jack.
Thank you, KC. Well, that's our newscast for tonight. I'm Jack Morse. Thank you for watching. I'll be back on the desk at 11. Until then, well, you have a good night.